Now I request Mr. Asif Luqman Qazi, Director, Foreign Affairs, Jamaat-e-Islami, Pakistan, for an inaugural address.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Distinguished delegates, esteemed scholars, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamu alaikum and good morning. It is a profound honor to address you at this historic gathering, a moment in which Lahore once again becomes at crossroads of ideas, a meeting place for conscience and a stage upon which the world's moral imagination is being reawakened. We come together not merely as representatives of nations, organizations, or institutions, but as custodians of shared human values. Our presence in this room testifies to a truth we can no longer ignore, that the world stands at a decisive turning point where the choices we make today will determine the fate of generations to come. Today, we inaugurate a roundtable conference whose purpose is nothing short of civilizational. We are here to ask difficult questions, to confront hard truths, and to envision what many have forgotten is possible: a just, humane, and peaceful global order. And in doing so, we affirm that the pursuit of justice is not a luxury, it is the very foundation of human flourishing. We gather at a point where humanity is confronted by a moral crisis of unprecedented magnitude. Across continents, from Gaza to Ukraine, from the Sahel to the South China Sea, we witness the tragic consequences of an international order built not on equality but on hierarchy, not on justice but on power, not on universal principles but on selective morality. The global order we inherited, shaped by conquest, colonial domination, and post-war power arrangements, has failed to honor its own lofty promises. It has failed to uphold the sanctity of human life. It has failed to treat all nations with equal dignity. And it has failed to protect the most vulnerable among us. Today, the powerful still invoke international law, but too often only for others. The institutions entrusted with the safeguarding of peace stand paralyzed by vetoes, vested interests, and political expediency. A world order that once dreamed of cooperation has instead descended into competition. A global system that promised development has entrenched dependency. And a framework that claimed universality has instead institutionalized inequality. This is the disequilibrium that defines our age: a moral imbalance, an economic imbalance, an ecological imbalance, an imbalance that threatens the very continuity of human civilization. Before we speak of global justice, we must face a truth that tears at our soul. In Gaza, mothers dig through rubble with their bare hands. Children cry for parents who will never return. And an entire people has been left to endure the unendurable. What makes this agony unbearable is the betrayal of the Western governments that preach human rights while watching a people be crushed. The regional powers who speak of brotherhood yet turned their backs when their voices were needed the most. This hypocrisy is a second violence. The people of Gaza have been abandoned, but their sufferings must ignite in us a courage that does not look away. Let their broken hearts guide every word that follows today. Within this global crisis lies a great opportunity. a moment to articulate a new moral vision for the humanity, For too long, the nations of the South have been spoken for, disciplined, and lectured. Yet it is these same nations that bear the burdens of conflict, climate change, debt, exploitation, and dispossession. It is therefore fitting, indeed necessary, that we meet in Lahore to craft a collective response that centers justice, dignity, and equality. Our purpose is not to create a new hegemony, but to end the hegemony itself, not to replace one form of domination with another, but to imagine a world in which no people, no nation, and no civilization is deemed superior to another. Ladies and gentlemen, we meet today not merely as representatives of nations, but as human beings living through an age of profound uncertainty, an age in which injustice has become familiar, inequality has become routine, and the suffering of millions is too often met with silence. Yet beneath this turbulence lies a simple truth: humanity is yearning for a new way to live together. We are yearning for dignity, for fairness, for a global order that reflects the value of every human life. Honorable delegates, the future is calling, not gently, not politely, but with urgency. Let us answer this call. Let us answer this call. Let us build a global order that is not carved by the hands of the powerful, but shaped by the hopes of the many. Let us create a world where justice is not an aspiration, but a lived reality. A world where every nation stands with dignity. A world where humanity finally becomes what it was always meant to be. At the heart of this declaration should be a call for new contract or covenant that is grounded in justice, equality, ecological stewardship, and human solidarity. In this spirit, I thank you all, scholars, diplomats, civil society leaders, faith representatives, and visionaries, for lending your wisdom to this noble endeavor. May our deliberations be blessed with sincerity, may our disagreements be guided by respect, and may our collective resolve be strong enough to guide humanity towards a more just and peaceful world. Finally, to the people of Palestine, especially the brave souls in Gaza, your endurance in the face of unimaginable suffering is a testament to the unbreakable human spirit. The world may have failed you, but your courage, your dignity, and your unyielding hope lights a path that no oppression can extinguish. Ladies and gentlemen, with these submissions, I look forward to a thought-provoking deliberations by this august gathering. Thank you so much.